Hello, and welcome to Dark Night Healing. I was inspired by spirit while watching one of my videos of my favorite tarot readers to do a video. So this particular video will be about dealing with narcissists and family members that you have to cut off. When I was growing up, the importance was put on family. Family was everything. You never betrayed your family. Oh my goodness. As a matter of fact, in my family, it was a lot better to say you were going to call the cops or social services than you said I was going to call grandma and grandpa. Yeah. Don't say that in my, because grandma and grandpa's opinions will be a lot worse than whatever the cops will deal out. See, in our family, we took care of our own. And so we didn't do anything outside that. And we certainly made sure that we kept our mouths shut on certain subjects when we were with our grandparents. I learned at a very young age, 8 years old actually, that you be very, very careful of what you tell people in your family. Very, very careful. Because it can set off a trigger of nightmares. And as a projector, that was just horrid because I just made things so much worse. So much worse just by standing there. It just got way out of control. So, my primary parent, although I don't know the true diagnosis, is definitely a narcissist, perhaps even bipolar. They went off their meds in 1992. I was 12. I don't know anything other than that. It was very difficult for me. I had to step up to the plate really fast so my siblings didn't suffer. And they also went through a divorce right after that. And it was really hard. We lost our house, we lost everything again, and it was right back down to the bottom of the barrel all over again. And so when I started my healing journey and when we were removed from my family and told we weren't allowed to go back, well, that was the worst thing ever, because not only did the law not do what they wanted them to do, now we were getting away. So my primary parents sent their significant other and my oldest child to go to the school to try to collect the others. I wish I was kidding. I'm absolutely not. I had to quit my job, drive all the way to their school to pick them up immediately and transfer them into a new school, and then immediately call social services and tell them what happened, because social services didn't believe me. They didn't believe that they warned them that no contact and the kids would disappear. They didn't believe them. So they tried. And I told social services this. I said, you can't leave us alone after you took us away from them and didn't do what they wanted. You can't do that. This is a crazy person. They're insane. This means that you're no longer their option. They're going to come directly at me now. So social services got a wake-up call, and that is exactly when the no contact order was put in. My children called me from the school terrified, hiding in their homeroom class. The one was telling me that they're here, they're at the school, they're coming to get us, and I don't know what to do. So for the last 7 years, I've been dealing with children that have super anxiety and are terrified that they're going to get kidnapped in public. Getting my youngest to go to school is almost impossible. So, when you have people like this in your life, it is imperative that you let go of all those family-driven connections. You have to let them go because it will destroy you. You and your children. Do not let your family destroy your family. Don't let them. Because that's what mine did. Mine destroyed not only my family, my children, my husband, but it destroyed my entire lineage. I am going, and me and my children are going to be spending the next 80 years trying to heal this from our lineage. I did have a lot of problems growing up, keeping friends because of these situations. However, I was very, very lucky in that I did have two friends, two real friends. One I've known since I was 5. One that I've known since I was 12 or 13. They've always been there. They've never given up on me. And no matter what craziness they seem to see, it didn't bother them. And now one of them saw my family in a different light than the others. He was always really excited to come over and really willing to help out. He didn't sort of see what was going on. You know, kids, you're 15, 16, you know, here, have a beer, move some furniture for me. It seems really cool. It's really not. You know, we don't figure this stuff out until we're adults. And then we see the problems with it. And this is why children don't make those decisions. That's why they don't make these decisions. I know it's hard, especially in this day and age, because we're really taught about children's feelings and stuff like that. But sometimes you can't take their feelings into consideration because their feelings might be overriding what is safe for them. And they don't understand that, and they're not going to until they're an adult. Sometimes protecting the kids means hurting their feelings, unfortunately. But these two people, which I found out, so my one friend that I've known since I was 5, he was more like a brother growing up. Even though I did eventually get my own brothers, I was still closer to him. I'd known him since I was 5 years old. We did everything together. He was a strength, and his family and his mom and his aunts were all a huge strength in my life, and I really send out all my love to them. I love you guys if you're watching and you know who you are. My other friend who I met when I was 12, 13, he was also there, very strong, very always there, willing to help. He never seemingly said no. Actually, he was so much of a friend that my whole family knew him. My grandfather really thought he was a good person and respected him and said as much. He came out to our cabin, and he would come out to my uncle's place and go to the parties with us. You know, he was a really good friend, and I probably didn't realize that as much at the time, so there was a time that I did apologize to him. But these two friends, as it turns out, I didn't find out till I was 15. Hate each other. Absolutely hated each other. Which is so funny, but that's how the dynamic worked. They're still my two friends that I still really appreciate and talk to. I do have best friends now that are adults and girls. It's taken 45 years for that, but I'm there. And, but these two people really, they were really a rock. They never questioned my friendship, and they never questioned my genuinity. They never questioned anything. They just were my friend. And no matter what. And the one friend, he was more like my brother. He would protect me no matter what. And he did protect me no matter what. Several times he protected me from creepy men and bad boyfriends. So I'm very lucky that I had those two growing up, because they helped keep me grounded to an extent in this narcissist's world. And I don't know how, because I really don't know how, especially the one of them didn't see the problems. Like, it must have been divine intervention or something, because all my friends eventually were not allowed to come over anymore. And even I was kind of cut off from my oldest friend in the world. Not that his doing, at my mom's, she had a fight with his mom, and they were friends off now, and I wasn't allowed to see my friend anymore, because for some reason now, after 16, 17 years, she didn't need that friendship anymore. Don't know. So it really hurt me, because they were a stable foundation for me. And even though I know their home life wasn't great either, we all kind of kept ourselves together. It was a foundation that kept us strong. And while we all grew up and had our own problems, we were still, there for each other when we could be. And the narcissist is now gone, and I'm still pretty good friends with one of them. The other one has moved off to the east side of Canada, and he's living his life with his kids out there. And I still talk to him once in a while, though, and his family. I send them hugs and love all the time, because they don't know what a strength they were for me. They don't. I try to let them know, but I really don't think they know what a strength they were for me. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, it's not always easy. It's not always cut and dried, because they manipulate you in ways that you wouldn't even believe, like seriously, in ways you wouldn't believe. Like, I knew that my narcissist was capable of a lot of things, but some of it really, really surprised me, that they could go that far. Like 60 Minutes, 40, those kind of shows far. Like, this stuff you see on 60 Minutes. You see it on 6 o'clock news. You don't see this. You don't see this stuff in upper class families. Well, at least not back in the day anyway. Now it's getting more commonplace, but that's all in itself a horrible thing. Do not be afraid to walk away, even if it's family, even if it's your mom, even if it's your dad, your cousin. I had to walk away from my entire family. Both sides, except for the one that didn't know I existed. My father's biological father's side of the family. They had no clue my father had been born. They had no clue that we existed. the rest of them I had to walk away from. There was that much toxicity that has been going on for generations and generations and generations. And it's only now 7 years later that I'm not freaking terrified. That's why I can post these now. I'm not terrified of them coming after me anymore. There's nothing they can do to me. And they don't deserve me. 100% they don't deserve me. I finally learned that they don't deserve me. And they don't, your narcissist doesn't deserve you either. You deserve to be happy. And if there are toxic people in your life who are never going to stop, then you need to run. Period. There is nothing. Narcissists get stuck on people for some reason. People lower than them, empaths especially, like me. Oh my God, the amount of narcissists I've had in my life. Horrible. I don't deserve it. I'm literally one of the nicest people. I know. I've put up with so much crap that I shouldn't have. And I felt so bad about myself my whole life because of other people. And I never understood. And I was, I would lose friends left, right, and center. I didn't understand why. But I wasn't going to change who I was. I liked who I was. I was a good person. I didn't go out of my way to hurt people's feelings. There was, if you have a problem with me, you tell me, and I apologize if I've really done something wrong and I've really hurt your feelings, and I genuinely will apologize and say I am sorry. There's no reason not to. People make mistakes. Mistakes are how we learn. So if you're not willing to admit that you make a mistake, then you're never willing to learn. And you will always be stuck where you are. My only goal is to know the truth and be a better person than I was yesterday. That is literally my daily goal every single day. I want to learn something new every day. I'd like to experience something new every day if I can. I never really fit in with all these people who had dream jobs and all of this. Like, I remember when I was a kid, me and my best friend, him and I, sitting there talking about, what we were going to do when we were older, and I didn't know. I honestly had no idea. He made all the plans. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to be in Toronto, we're going to do it all. Well, he's in Toronto, I'm still in Alberta. I've been out there a few times, but I've only seen him once, 25 years ago, so those plans didn't work out. And I've tried almost every job in the job sector. I never could find one that I loved and wanted to do every single day, or could do every single day, because there were certain limitations that made me quit my favorite job. So it made that really difficult for me. But the narcissists, they keep coming. They just keep coming. Any time that you are starting to do good for yourself, that's when the narcissist will start rearing their head. Especially if they're not getting any attention out of it, because, the focus isn't on them. My narcissist made 2 funerals 2 weeks apart about them. It was the worst family reunion in history. And I never want to do that again. So, to any of my narcissists who are and they're flying monkeys, if you don't know that term, look it up. I want you to know that I'm not coming back. And I want everyone else watching this to know that you don't have to go back either. Stay your course. Live your best life. Heal yourself, because when you heal yourself, you heal your lineage, regardless of them. Let them take your bad karma. Let them take it away from you. You choose you. You choose you. You choose your family, your children. And you'll be so much better for it. You will, 100%. I know because I am. I know because I am. I'm so much better for it. I spent so many years wondering why I could never get anywhere, why I could never get anything done, why is this always happening to me? Like, as I was always in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. Everyone else said I was doing the right thing, but that was for them, not for me. Do not let people put their projections onto you. Do not let narcissists project onto you. Walk away. You deserve better. You deserve everything you want. You're here to live your life. Children are not property. Children are their own souls, their own spirits. They came here with their own agenda. They came here with their own design. And no, it may not fit what you want for them. And no, it may not fit what you want for yourself. Because we truly forget who we are. We forget everything about us when we're born. And I guess from what I'm hearing, that's part of it. The soul contract. Nothing like finding out that you have been living completely against whatever design you came here with. Because you're programmed the moment you're born. Literally. To walk, to talk. You're programmed. And now that's necessary because you need to learn speech and you need to learn how to walk and you need to learn how to do all of that. However, once you get to the school level, then they start programming you for what they want. And you start following another operating system. It's like putting your computer into smart mode. Only using 10% of the brain, right? Because it's in smart mode. Don't let narcissists program you. Don't let them make you feel less or drag you down to their vibration. You have a right to live your life how you want. You have a right to walk away and not go back. You're not property. There's nothing they can do. They can threaten you. They can threaten you with physical violence. They can even beat you up or try to hurt you. But at the end of the day, you have to make the decision to say, no, I'm not taking it anymore. And you can do that, but I'm still leaving. Or I'm calling the police, or I want nothing to do with this anymore. And you can leave me alone. You will get to a happy place. I'm in a way better place now, a so much happier place. I am so much calmer, And I know whose energy is whose now. And I know when I'm the problem or when I'm not the problem. And 98% of the time, it's not me. I take myself out now. I'm like, yo, dibs out. I want nothing to do with this. Sorry. So, it can be done. It's a lot of work. Oh my God, the amount of work and the amount of tears and heartache that I have literally had to sit with. And that is the key. When you feel that feeling, that pain, you can't just go do housework to forget it. You got to sit in that pain. You got to feel that pain for what it is. And that is harder than getting up and going to clean the fucking dishes or scrub out the bathtub or anything. It's way harder. Oh my God, the pain. So much pain. My last healing one was about 2 weeks ago. It felt like a giant cyst around my heart had burst. Whoa. I was in so much pain for about an hour. And then it started to subside. And it was gone by about 2 days, but every once in a while it's still like a real wound. You know? You get a wound, a big one, you gotta clean it, you gotta like make sure all the dead cells are out and it's healing properly. Like the same thing with a spiritual wound, man. You gotta let it heal. You gotta be tender with it because it's still tender. And it takes time. It takes so much time. Like it took me 8 years now. 8 years of dedication and praying and meditation and rituals and seeking out new things and trying to find things that work for me. And, you know, like it is a journey, a long one, but it can be done. And healing doesn't take as long as it does to do the damage, but it still takes time. You can't undo it overnight. 7 years till I felt a spiritual cyst pop. That hurt worse than actually having a cyst pop. And I have a fucking insane tolerance for pain. Absolutely insane tolerance for pain. And it takes a lot to get me drunk or high. I don't know why. I think that's because of my programming. They did that because I have to be strong physically because the emotional, mental, and spiritual shit that I took, my body had to be stronger. I would have broken half. I fell out of a tree 15 feet and landed on my back. Like, I had to be stronger. So take the time to do the work, because you can. You can do the work, and you can break free. But the first step is saying no to the toxic people, to the narcissists, to the flying monkeys, and try not to be too hard on those flying monkeys. But still give them their place in the corner. Because until they understand the dynamic of the narcissist and the flying monkeys, they're still going to continue to do the bidding of the narcissist. So, remove yourself from them. Let them raise to your level. Don't ever go back down to theirs. You can do it. And if you need help, I'm here to help however I can. Even if it's just watching this video. You can do it. You can beat the narcissist. You can live a life separate, and it can be a peaceful one without a war. You just have to say yes. Literally. Have a great day. And we'll see you next time at Dark Night Healing.